Last week here on the PBA Tour, Pete Weber dazzled and amazed us all. So after a $2.99 game, what more could possibly be in store here this week? Tonight, live from the suburbs of Detroit, the automotive capital of the world, and a place where Lord Stanley's Cup is constantly a goal. It's the Greater Detroit Open. In our first match, Hall of Famer and all-time leading money winner Walter Ray Williams Jr. goes for his 34th career title. He'll face the hard-throwing Robert Smith, a two-time PBA champion. That winner moves on into the semifinals to face Chris Barnes, a four-time Team USA member in his amateur days and now a three-time PBA champion. In the other semifinal matchup, it's the southpaw Patrick Allen looking for his first career title. But the hard-throwing Jason Hurd stands in his way here on ESPN at the Greater Detroit Open. Detroit, Michigan, Hockey Town, USA, where they adore their beloved Red Wings. The Lions, though, are off to that 0-5 beginning, still looking for that elusive first victory. But the big winners here this week, the membership of the PBA Tour, where they've rolled once again here to Taylor Lanes, one of their favorite venues, and where Hall of Famer Pete Weber won for the very first time back in 1985. Hi again, everybody. Your humble bowling announcer here with my tag team partner, Randy Peterson. For our final field of five tonight, you've got about as broad a diverse spectrum of five bowlers as you could possibly hope for. We've got two proven champions. We've got one left-hander and a couple of power bowlers as well.
Power bowlers would be Jason Hurd and Robert Smith.
Those would be crankers.
Very good, Jim. Big power balls. They play the deep inside angle. When their balls hit the pins, there's nothing but shrapnel left. Then there's Patrick Allen.
He, of course, would be a tweener.
He is a tweener. Doesn't throw the big hook, but he doesn't throw it straight either. He's right in between. I like to call him the Beast from the East. Used to be a great action player. He's really thriving in this new format. Brings me to Walter Ray Williams Jr.
I think that'd be a stroker.
That's correct. He is a stroker. Walter Ray, what he brings to the table is finesse and accuracy, and that's why he's won 33 times. And the last guy left is Chris Barnes.
Attention, attention, croaker.
Very good. Croaker, half cranker, half stroker. Chris can do it all. He can play the deep inside angle. He can throw as straight as an arrow. Basically, what you have is a bouillabaisse of bowling styles, different strokes for different folks.
Well, as we check our Bayer PBA Greater Detroit brackets, Walter Ray got a kick out of that, right, croaker?
Yeah.
So here we go in the wild card. Robert Smith up against Walter, who has had quite a record on TV so far this year. The wild card, of course, if you've been with us in the last month and a half or so, the best match play record that didn't qualify for the semis. He's going to work that crowd.
Robert doesn't leave anything in the bag when he lets go of it.
Now the man that describes himself as the old guy falling apart. Bad knee, bad neck. Good rhythm.
Nice shot.
He got some revenge against fellow Hall of Famer Parker Bone in the round of 32, defeating Parker 3-2. Of course, 3 weeks ago in Nashville, Parker swept Williams in the quickest match of the match. And then last night against Robert Smith. In search of PBA title number 34, he opens up with a double.
And right away, we're going to see the two completely different lines. Nice shot there from Walter. Walter playing a much straighter line. Robert Smith playing the deep inside angle. Both of them getting to the pocket early on.
Robbed.
That ball entered the pocket so hard it went right past the 9-pin. See the deep inside angle. Now watch when the ball enters the pocket. It's going to go right by the 9-pin. And that's because of the awesome power and revolutions that Robert Smith has.
In his match last night, he's looked at how Robert became the wild card. In his match against Walter Ray, he said, I gave him everything I had. I just couldn't get him. First 3 games of their 4-game match, Robert averaged 241. But Williams not having much of that. 255 average.
Walter said he did get a lot of breaks, though, in his route to getting here tonight. Maximum Bob. Take a look from ground level. 579 rev rate. The average league bowler has around 250. That's where he creates all that power.
That's a measurement by the way of rotations off the hand, right?
Rotation off the hand and as you go, RPMs.
What would your average league bowler rev rate be?
I think the average league bowler is somewhere between 175 and 250. The average tour player, 375 to 400.
Walter's wife, Paige, you got to see their house if you were with us last week in Grand Rapids, a little tour.
I have a new summer job at Walter's house. I'm the new pool boy. Oh, what's this? What a break! Trick 479.
It goes right back to what you said. He told us last night, he said he has had so many breaks this week, he said it's been stupid. His words, stupid.
Exactly, Jim. Watch the tremendous break here. The headpin's going to go to the sidewall. Trips the 4-7. 4-pin goes into the 9. Walter says, just another one of many I've gotten for the week.
Strike, spare strike. Thank you very much.
With the exception of that solid 9 in the second frame, we've got a match that's all square. Unfortunately, that break that Robert didn't get, he's down by 20.
Robert called his 4-year-old daughter Kayla, who is watching back in Simi Valley, California tonight, to tell his daughter he was going to be on TV. Daughter Kayla just laughed, said, no, Daddy, the only thing on TV are cartoons.
Wow.
And Daddy with a double.
Who wants some of that?
Don't try this at home. That's high-octane stuff. You know, what makes Walter Ray so great is a lot of people would be intimidated by the awesome power of Robert Smith, and Walter playing a completely different line. It's just, you know, ho-hum. I'm going to go out here and play my game and make my shots.
Hey, your stroker just had a 5-bagger there.
The stroker's looking pretty good. Walter playing right around the second arrow. Real direct line. Keeps his hand underneath it. Keeps the ball real straight, real in line. Keeping your hand underneath it will make the ball tumble end over end. If you rotate around the side like Robert Smith does, that's how you're able to get the ball to go to the right and then recover, because the ball always tries to travel in direction of rotation, which friction's created. That time, Jimmy doesn't get the break.
That's not where you want
Thought
to
the key, or at least one of the keys, would be boards 9, 10, 11 tonight, huh?
Boards 9, 10, 11 is exactly the area that he's trying to play, and I would have thought, based off of the last shot that he threw on that lane when he tripped the 479, that he would have made a small adjustment, moving his feet to the left or picking up his ball speed to hold the ball in line.
So after 5 in a row, the 6th is open. It's the wild card match, looking for his 34th PBA title. Walter Ray Williams Jr. against Robert Smith.
Leather seats, automatic transmission. Nowadays, you'll hear people call this a truck. Well, a man knows a station wagon when he sees one. This car will only see off-road action if the driver backs over a flower bed. If this vehicular masquerade represents the high life to which men are called, we should trade our trousers for skirts right now.
You're short of breath. There's pain in your chest. You may be having a heart attack. Now what do? Call an ambulance? Good. And take Bear aspirin. It's now been proven that aspirin can do more than help prevent second heart attacks. Now Bear may actually help stop you from dying if you take it during a heart attack. Talk to your doctor now. Do you know where your Bear is? Bear. Take it for pain. Take it for life.
Hey, the Ovaltine Man! Yeah!
No kid can resist the taste of rich chocolate Ovaltine.
This is so good! And chocolatey! This is great chocolate milk, isn't Nesquik? Get real. It's rich chocolate Ovaltine.
Kids love Ovaltine's rich chocolate taste. And Ovaltine adds vitamins and minerals that Nesquik powder doesn't. So why give them Nesquik when you can give them more? And there are more vitamins and minerals in Ovaltine.
Ovaltine rocks!
Ovaltine please!
Little Jake needs to pick up the 10-pin to win the Junior League Championship.
Today's live ESPN coverage of the PBA Tour's Greater Detroit Open is being brought to you by Bayer Aspirin. Take it for pain. Take it for life. By Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. And by Dexter, the #1 bowling shoe in the world. The 27-year-old right-hander out of Simi Valley, California, Robert Smith, looking for his 3rd PBA title.
Take a look at these numbers from our computer-aided tracking system, which is down on the lanes. Notice the 500, 572, the 579, compared to what Walter Ray's doing. There's the difference between a lot of hook and the straight line that Walter Ray's playing. More revolutions off your hand equals greater hook.
Pretty good footwork there. And speaking of, feet don't fail me now. Time for our feature, the Dexter Footwork of the Pros.
This week, my Dexter solution was the #2 heel with the #4 sole. The approaches this week were wood, normal approaches. They seemed to be pretty well. So with my power game, it allowed me to get the nice plant that I need to create the leverage to get the ball through the front of the lane here, to get the ball to read the back end instead of reading the front, which is what I do not need.
Came back from nowhere. He uses that good footing to create all that leverage and all that power.
Right in the pin deck, coming at you 5 in a row.
Look at that pin get airborne. Take the 2-8 out. And he knows that was a great break.
Walter now down by 16.
Big shot coming up for Walter right here on the left lane that he struggled on. Be interesting to see what kind of adjustment he makes. I would move in a little bit, give the ball just a little bit more room on that lane.
Well, he's been known to play 36 in a day, Mr. Williams has. And speaking of, the 2001 British Open champion David Duval leads the field at the Buick Challenge as he tries to defend his title. Coverage begins on ESPN Thursday, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Right back at you Friday, same time. And Saturday, 4 o'clock Eastern, David Duval in action at the Buick Challenge. Up by 7.
God, just a touch fast on that one.
Heard Robert say that was a touch fast. Deep inside line, laying the ball down next to the left gutter. Watch how much room that ball covers down the lane.
Said he wasn't going to be worried about what he would have to do. He was going to be worried about what he will do.
And what he just did there was a big mistake. Single pin spare miss. He had a commanding lead in the match. Although Walter was on a double, or is on a double rather. He just opened the door for Walter Ray Williams Jr. Robert Smith going at a 247 pace right now. Walter Ray, possible 263. Pulled a great match so far, Jim. Two hiccups, the solid 9, which wasn't his fault. It was a great shot, then leaving the ring in 10 and then missing it in the 8th frame. Robert Smith could very easily have the front 9. Foundation frame, 9th frame, Walter Ray leads by 6. Well, good and bad there. He gets the good break by tripping the 4 and only leaving the 9. However, he still left the 9 pin. Easy spare for Walter. He won't miss this spare. Gets the good break by tripping the 4, but nothing coming over to take care of the 9 pin.
Now on a possible 242. So after 5 in a row, open in the 6th, the double in 7 and 8, and the spare in 9. Man with his own website, and he would like to take issue with the folks that have written in on the website and ask why he doesn't like kids. That's nuts. He loves kids.
You should see how he interacts with my daughter. My daughter just loves Walter Ray, and he also likes. He's super.
Like, get off it. Write somebody else.
Yeah, that's total nonsense. Walter loves children. He's a great guy. Never has anything bad to say about anybody. Now, here's the situation. With a spare and a strike, Walter will shoot 231. That will force Robert Smith to get the first strike in the 10th to win the match.
Robert's grandmother is watching, Grandma Dell, back there in Grants Pass, Oregon. If you don't know where that is, about 20 miles north of Medford, up Interstate 5. And best wishes, because she's a little under the weather, right, Pards?
Not feeling well. Best wishes. All right, there you have it. Walter Ray, 231. Here's the situation. First strike in the 10th frame and reasonable count. 6 spare. Robert Smith advances. If he doesn't get the first hit, Walter Ray Williams Jr. moves on.
Still alive. Kayla back there in Simi Valley. Your dad is still in it.
One shot away from advancing.
Said this is the first week in a long time he's not been down on himself. I mean, things are starting to come together, and results like this in a must-make situation.
Well, you know, it always feels good when you make the shot you need to make under pressure, and then the results are like that. Here's your winner.
Go, baby. Come on.
So he will advance as he looks for his 3rd PBA crown. We'll check the Bayer brackets. Chris Barnes awaits. He's already won this year in Nashville. When we come back, Patrick Allen up against Jason Hurd.
What should you do if you're having a heart attack? First, call an ambulance, then take Bayer aspirin. Now aspirin may help stop you from dying when taken during a heart attack. Talk to your doctor now. Bayer, take it for pain, take it for life.
Hey, the Ovaltine man! Yeah!
No kid can resist the taste of rich chocolate Ovaltine.
This is so good! And chocolatey! This is great chocolate milk, isn't it, Nesquik? Get real. It's rich chocolate Ovaltine.
Kids love Ovaltine's rich chocolate taste. And Ovaltine adds vitamins and minerals that Nesquik powder doesn't. So why give them Nesquik when you can give them more? And there are more vitamins and minerals in Ovaltine.
Ovaltine rocks!
Ovaltine, please!
This man may not bowl many strikes, but don't you think he's not still at the top of his game? His scores are not reflected in his average. His scores cannot be measured with hash marks and excess. Even between frames, he keeps his roller going. Here's to you, you old polecat. You keep on living the high life.
Attention inventors, call for your free Inventors Kit, 877-800-0842, or visit us on the web at inventorshelpline.com.
You'll receive free confidential forms and useful information describing the invention process. And when you call right now, you'll also receive a free brochure which tells you how to begin to develop your new idea. So get the ball rolling. Pick up your phone right now and call for your free Inventors Kit.
Call today toll-free for your free Inventors Kit, 877-800-0842, or visit our website at inventorshelpline.com.
What should you do if you're having a heart attack? First, call an ambulance, then take Bear aspirin. Now aspirin may help stop you from dying when taken during a heart attack. Talk to your doctor now. Bear, take it for pain, take it for life.
The Henry Ford Museum, Greenfield Village, the historical museum featuring ancient cars and shops located in nearby Dearborn, Michigan, where the original Model T Ford, Mr. Ford, created that empire, the headquarters not far from here in Taylor, Michigan, in the wild card match, each with a 5-bagger there, but Hall of Famer Walter Ray Williams Jr. losing out to the wild card Robert Smith. You know, just before the match ended, while we were talking a little bit about the fact this is the first week that Robert doesn't get down on himself. Things have been coming together in his personal life quite a bit. He said he knew he was going to make some bad shots, but he wasn't going to let him affect him at all, huh?
Yeah, I really think the turning point in the match was in the 8th frame, rather, when he did miss that 10-pin. He rebounded immediately and threw, struck out the 9th and 10th frame, which won the match for him.
Well, it's time for our pros approach. We'll get a little insight, and let's see who our partner here, Mr. Randy Peterson, has on tops and the pros approach for us for tonight.
Hi, we're here at the Kegel Training Center in Sebring, Florida. My guest today, Robert Smith. Today's tip's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more of like a demonstration. Robert possesses probably the most awesome strike ball the tour has ever seen. And I guess the question on everybody's mind, Robert, is, you play a part of the lane that most of us are completely unfamiliar with. Tell us why.
Well, you know what, Randy, the reason why I do play that part of the lane, which is the deep inside line, is because if I played where most people do, I'd pick up the 7-pin. So what I'm trying to do is actually not just to stand left just because I throw the big hook, but it gives me a better angle at my break point. Thus, with the more head oil in the front, I can get it to the break point much easier. The steeper angle that I'm creating to get to the break point also creates a bigger entry angle into the pocket. The bigger entry angle creates a more powerful bowling ball, thus making the pins fly around much better.
Wow, Robert, that was great. 525 on the Cats. Twice as much as I have, but, I think you can do better than that. I think you can get it up to 650. Show me.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Wow, Robert, 640 rev rate, but the ball went Brooklyn.
Well, that's why the name of the game is still accuracy and control and not just raw power.
Take it from Robert Smith. Listen, he's a professional. Don't try this at home. I'm going to try it next week, and if I dislocate my shoulder doing it, I'll know who to thank. Right here.
More with Robert next week on the Pros Approach. When we come back, the left-hander, the tweener, Patrick Allen, up against the cranker, Jason Hurd, live from Detroit.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do. I set up networks, I troubleshoot, I basically do things I would have never dreamed I'd been able to do before.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you.
I'd never really thought of the Army as a choice.
Your free video will also give you an idea of what Army life is like, how you can earn money for college, even what questions to ask your recruiter.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Call the number on the screen right now and discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
If you would ask me a year ago if I'd be here doing this, I could have never imagined it. I love what I do. I love doing it for the Army.
The PBA Greater Detroit Open, another grueling week of elimination and competition here. 149 strong, down to final 5, and just like Agatha Christie's 10 Little Indians, 5 Little Indians, now we're down to 4. And up next, Jason Hurd. You want to see some revolutions and some RPMs? Stick around.
This guy doesn't lack in the power category. A big man. He's got a big, strong ball. Take a look at this. Jason kind of lulls you to sleep the way he goes to the approach, real kind of nonchalant, kind of slow, and then right at the bottom of the swing, he just rips the cover off of it. Our first look here at Patrick Allen.
Great start for the trash talker out of Terrytown. He got into it last week, didn't he?
Got into it with Schlegel last week. This ball just a little bit high. Headpin comes off the wall, takes care of the 9, and that'll loosen you up. Patrick's a lot of fun to watch when he gets it going. Really animated on the lanes, lots of fun. Real intense guy. Off the lanes, he's just as laid back as can be.
We were talking about one of the elimination matches last week when we were in Grand Rapids. Schlegel, Brooklyn-born from Terrytown, New York here. Patrick Allen, and they got into it. I mean, there was bait and switch. There was intimidation.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on in that match. The players talked about it. The rest of the week, it was the big buzz going around the tournament. Take a look at how Jason got here.
Defeated his tour roommate, Jason Couch, who was making his first match play appearance under the new format. Jason still in line for maybe player of the year on the strength of a very strong effort earlier. He is lamenting his hapless Washington Redskins back in Florida tonight, isn't he?
Still licking his wounds over the Redskins, although they did win on Sunday.
What a whiner, Jason, and those Redskins. Huh?
Jason found a new team.
And he hadn't had an over-under all year. That's been right.
Interesting to note real quick, Jason Hurd using 2 different balls.
Tell you what else is a big key for Jason Hurd tonight, being back on a wood approach, right?
Yes, he told us last night that he has trouble with the approaches a lot. He's a big man. He's got a lot of power, and footing is very important to him. And he struggles with that from week to week, but these wood approaches, his sliding is perfect.
Grew up on wooden approaches back in California. How about using a different ball on each left and right lane?
Well, his reaction obviously is not as good on both lanes, or not the same on both lanes. Take a look at his form here. Look at how that hand opens up at the bottom. It's like throwing a yo-yo. The faster you throw that hand open, the more revolutions you put on a bowling ball. Good look at Mop, one of Patrick's nicknames. I think it's in reference to mopping up opponents, but I'm not sure.
Had a real good summer in the regional, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Won some regionals in the summer.
Worked on his timing, worked on his release.
Long slick. Child time, no mistakes.
Some self-talk there. Words of encouragement, good positive thoughts going through Patrick's head right now. Real focused on what he's trying to do, making good shots. 21-pin lead early on. 4th frame.
Said don't bowl scared, one of his keys to winning tonight. Get behind all the scenes for info on Patrick Allen, all the rest on the PBA Tour. Check out the Tour's official website at pba.com. The site featuring all the latest tournament results, stats, and stories. And as an added bonus, you can log on right now and chat live with 12-time PBA champion Del Ballard Jr. Get his insights on tonight's championship action. Came in with a high confidence level, right? Said he's been knocking on the door the last couple of weeks.
He's really been bowling well. And quick to note, Jason's using a much stronger lefty ball in the right lane as opposed to the ball he's using on the left lane. However, that ball hooked a lot. Got that ball left, never projected to the right, and that's a result of the previous shot on that lane where he went light and left a two-pin. What happens when you do that is the next shot on that lane, you're saying to yourself, well, I don't want to get it too far to the right, and the next thing you know, you cut it off and you miss left, and the result is missing or going Brooklyn, or almost missing the head to the left.
Sounds like you on the interstate. Talking about Hall of Famer Del Ballard Jr., Jason worked with Del, right, over the summer on softer hands.
He's trying to take some of the hit out of Jason's release to get his ball to react a little bit smoother and a little truer to the tough lane condition.
Talked about the format. He said it's do or die. What about Patrick Allen, the left-hander? How does he like the new format this year?
I bowled a lot of amateur tournaments for a long time where it was one-game match, lose or die, and you had to step up to the occasion or else you went home. And on the tour, now they have that format, and I think people who grew up in that mentality where you had to win or go home have a little more of a mental edge against people who didn't have that to deal with for such a long time.
Don't bowl scared. You never did.
You want to bet? He's definitely not right now.
Up by 41.
Wow.
What? Tack it on. Patrick Allen and Jason Hurd in our first semifinal match. Still to come, Chris Barnes, who won in Nashville against the wild card, Robert Smith.
Is it 5/16 or 9/32? Does it take a standard socket or metric? What you need is the Gator Grip, the amazing socket that works on over 1,000 nuts, bolts, and fasteners. Watch, no matter what size fastener, nut, bolt, wing nut, square nut, eye bolt, hook, most anything, Gator Grip holds on tight to finish the job quickly and easily. Now hang a plant, work under the hood, fix a motorcycle, even set up a Christmas tree stand. Gator Grip replaces a complete toolbox and fits in your pocket, motorcycle, on your belt, or bike. The secret are these retractable steel rods that form to fit most any size or shape. Then locked in place, just turn and tighten. Look, this man is using a regular socket set. He has to change with every bolt. But this man is using the Gator Grip. There's no fumbling, no searching, no changing. He's done. Gator Grip is strong enough to handle up to 150 foot-pounds of torque, so breaking free a rusted nut is no problem. It can remove recessed, odd-shaped, even damaged and stripped nuts and bolts. Amazing! Ow, that's a pain in your hands. But with the Gator Grip, it's a breeze. Why spend hundreds on all these tools? All you need is the Gator Grip that fits over 1,000 nuts, bolts, and fasteners for only $19.95. But it gets better. You'll also receive this high-speed adapter that connects Gator Grip to your power drills and drivers. Drive in metal bolts with ease. Quickly install protective shutters. Or put together a bicycle super fast. Yours free. Call right now and we'll include this heavy-duty ratcheting handle. Keep one in the kitchen drawer for repairing a sink or turning a broken water spigot. Together, it's all you need. Yours free. Gator Grip comes with a lifetime replacement warranty. If it ever breaks or fails, we'll replace it free for life.
Call 1-800-652-6006 to order your Gator Grip for just $19.95 or send check or money order to this address. This incredible offer won't last, so call 1-800-652-6006.
Welcome back live in Detroit, Michigan. The PBA Greater Detroit Open coming back to one of their favorite venues. Hall of Famer Pete Weber won here for the very first time in '85. Great gallery of champions. And why not? What about the conditions of the lanes? A lot of action tonight. Lane conditions with Randy.
Take a look here at our house condition. In between these two lines in this area here, we have a very high concentration of oil. Over here to the sides, the lanes are very dry. What this does is it increases your margin for error getting the ball into the pocket. You miss a little bit right, hits the dry board, hooks back to the 1-3. Miss a little bit left, the ball lays in that oil a little longer before it hooks, still getting into the pocket. Sport condition, however, you don't have this luxury. Notice how flat the pattern is. and very little dry boards to the right. Your direction going to the right, if it gets a little bit too firm, the ball's going to hang. Won't make the turn back to the pocket. You get it a little slow going up the lane, that ball's really going to take off and go left, possibly missing the headpin to the left. Point is, you got to make good shots, you got to be accurate. Speed control is a must. This week we bowled on wood. I shouldn't say we, I didn't bowl this week, but the lane oil was 29 feet. That's from the foul line towards the pins, buff to 42. Real good surface here at Taylor Lanes. And that is a 4-9 split. Take a look here at what Jason Hurd does at the point of release. His hand's broken back or inverted at the top. Right here, you can see how his wrist is broken back, which is something that I wouldn't teach. But at the bottom, look how he bends that elbow. That's where his power comes from. And what he's going to do at the bottom is that's just going to straighten out. Like a yo-yo effect or throwing a frisbee. Unwinds his arm and his wrist at the bottom, and that's okay. It's all that power.
About working on the softer hands with Del Ballard, and of course the softer hands means it lowers your rev rate, right?
Lowers your rev rate and reduces the hook. Less RPMs off your hand allows Jason to play the lanes a little bit straighter than he normally does, and also helps to get his ball to push to the right.
Jason with a doubles title to his credit, but still that elusive singles title. It's very important to him to prove that he belongs.
Well, he said that winning that first title would kind of get the monkey off his, or the first singles title rather, would kind of get the monkey off of his back. He feels that he really hasn't proved himself out here with the doubles title. He wants to do it on his own.
How about 7 in a row? The only lefty in the field. Advantage?
I think that it could be an advantage depending on what the lane conditions are like on his side. Take a look at his angle, somewhere between the first two arrows, 20 miles an hour with 237 rev rate as compared to a Robert Smith, who's twice that height. And this is what he's done. His ball speed, obviously excellent. He's got front 7. First time on national TV, and he's taking it right to Jason Hurd. Oh! Great shot. Front 7, ringing 7. What a way to start. It's been a long time for this guy.
Said he's come a long way in 2 years, right? A far cry from where he was.
He really has. He's worked really hard on his game. You know, Jim, getting back to the lane condition with Patrick Allen, you know, he's the only guy on that side. If his shot holds up, if his reaction to the pocket holds up, I mean, there's only one guy for him to beat, and that's himself. Unfortunately for Jason, he's having a little trouble getting the ball to enter the pocket the right way. He's not getting the breaks. He leaves a 10-pin here. Frame before last, the 4-9 on this lane.
Well, he said he was going to be a little nervous tonight, a little weak in the knees, that the hands would be a little bit clammy, but he is back, and he's been working on his game, and the results have paid off.
Yeah, I think, you know, he takes this experience and he uses it to kind of springboard him for the rest of the season.
He said it'd be a step in the right direction.
Obviously, his reaction tonight isn't what he had all week. And, you know, the scariest thing about bowling on TV, especially for this kind of money, is when you don't have a ball reaction and your opponent starts with the front 7, that's a very lonely place to be.
But he talked about the nerves last night to you and I. He said he'd have to take that extra breath. He'd be sweating a little bit.
Yeah, you know, he told us what would happen if he couldn't get the ball to the 1-3, and it's pretty evident. I mean, he's struggling to get the ball there.
In the semifinal match, there's your winner, Patrick Allen. So he will advance to the championship against either Chris Barnes or Robert Smith. Robert, the wild card, finally a little bit of a grin. For the man that loves all the New York teams, he was happy with the Yankee win, but he's also a Mets fan, loves the Knicks and the Rangers. You check the PBA brackets here. Chris Barnes straight ahead.
No kid can resist the taste of rich chocolate Ovaltine.
This is so good. And chocolatey. This is great chocolate milk. Is it Nesquik? Get real. It's rich chocolate Ovaltine.
Kids love Ovaltine's rich chocolate taste. And Ovaltine adds vitamins and minerals that Nesquik powder doesn't. So why give them Nesquik when you can give them more? And there are more vitamins and minerals in Ovaltine.
Ovaltine rocks.
More Ovaltine, please.
Little Jake needs to pick up the 10-pin to win the Junior League Championship.
You're short of breath. There's pain in your chest. You may be having a heart attack. Now what do? Call an ambulance? Good. And take Bear Aspirin. It's now been proven that aspirin can do more than help prevent second heart attacks. Now Bear may actually help stop you from dying if you take it during a heart attack. Talk to your doctor now. Do you know where your Bear is? Bear. Take it for pain. Take it for life.
Hey, the Ovaltine man! Yeah.
No kid can resist the taste of rich chocolate Ovaltine.
This is so good. And chocolatey. This is great chocolate milk. Is it Nesquik? Get real. It's rich chocolate Ovaltine.
Kids love Ovaltine's rich chocolate taste. And Ovaltine adds vitamins and minerals that Nesquik powder doesn't. So why give them Nesquik when you can give them more? And there are more vitamins and minerals in Ovaltine.
Ovaltine rocks.
More Ovaltine, please.
Back live, the PBA's Greater Detroit Open, 40,000 on the line for first. The final score in semifinal match number 1. Still to come, of course. Well, we've got Chris Barnes, who has already won earlier this year in Nashville. Now, I've got to ask you, do you play your opponent, all right, do you go against the lanes?
Well, mostly the lanes, but you have to know what your opponent's shooting out there, too, and you don't take chances if you're ahead in the match.
I know also that you have seen a sports psychologist, not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and you've been very pleased with the results.
Absolutely. You know, I think he's helped me out in a lot of different ways, and it gives me a different perspective when I'm out here.
Now, Linda is here tonight, and she's a great bowler on the ladies' tour as well. So I've got to ask Chris, if Linda's got one opinion and the psychologist has another opinion, hey, who wins?
Well, you know what I do. You know, I have two great perspectives, and I can pick and choose for what's the best answer for me. And we'll try and use that today.
After all the high-fiving in Nashville, I mean, you've got another shirt. Tell us about the shirt here.
Well, this is kind of the United Nations shirt here. We'll call this the Northern Alliance shirt.
Well, there have been a lot of high fives. I know you want to warm up. Best of luck in the semifinal match, all right? He's already cashed $40,000 in Nashville. There are some of the signs. Well, let's meet another member of the tour here who actually won right here at Taylor Lanes. The year was 1997. Ricky Ward.
Ricky Ward, drag racer. This is a Mockley drag strip. This is about 20 minutes from my house. I've been doing it for about 4 years. This is my truck. I've spent a lot of hard-earned money to get it to this point. This is like the playground for power. This is what I do on my time off.
Yeah.
It's a fear factor. I feel like you come out here and deal with the pressures. It's like a stress release, and it helps me deal with the pressure on the tour.
Ricky Ward, good racer, nice trunk. Puts on a good show for the fans because he'll do the wheel stand, and you can see the hole underneath of his truck because he's standing straight up in the air.
Ricky Ward, professional bowler, he'll keep it up on 2 wheels for at least 60 feet.
When I'm out on tour, it's all about business, and when I'm out here, it's just to have fun. There's a point where it feels like somebody's kicking you in the chest, and it's forcing you to the back of the seat.
How was that run for you?
That's sweet. I love bowling, and I love drag racing, and just a good marriage for me.
Sunday,
Sunday night. See Randy Peterson and Ricky Ward drive their monster trucks. Well, as we get ready for the semifinal match here, what about that 7-bagger by the left-hander?
Nice tripped 8-pin there. Patrick coming right out of the gate, showing great composure and concentration. Starts with the front 7. 4-pin going the wall, taking care of the 7-pin. Every shot looks the same.
So when we come back, the second semifinal match, Robert Smith, Chris Barnes, live from Motown.
Because I want to be with my family. Because I want to get away from my family.
Because I want to visit old friends.
Because I want to make new ones.
Because I want to take off.
Because I want to come back.
And now's the time. Because with Real TV free at every leather seat, new planes, and super low fares, JetBlue isn't the only way to fly, but it should be. Call 1-800-JET-BLUE or visit jetblue.com.
Critics called A History of Britain high caliber, vivid and engrossing, excellent and stimulating. Now, the History Channel and internationally acclaimed historian Simon Schama bring you the long-awaited continuation of the series.
An extraordinary crisis in the history of the British monarchy.
The stormiest years of British history come alive as we retrace the paths of sovereigns and subjects, traitors and martyrs in a world premiere miniseries, A History of Britain. Begins October 29th at 9 p.m. on the History Channel.
So the wild card out of Simi Valley, California, the cranker, 27 years of age, Robert Smith, right there. Daughter Kayla watching, grandma. Chris Barnes with a ton of fans wearing Chris Barnes look-alike shirts here. I mean, when he came out for the warm-up, this crowd went nuts. This was about 5 o'clock this afternoon, right? Look at him.
Very popular. Robert's like, hey, wait a minute. I'm still here. These guys had a lot of competition in their amateur days and bowled together on Team USA for a number of years. That looks familiar.
Got a little match going here. Let's go.
Didn't he call it his United Nations shirt?
That's some shirt. Recently moved to Dallas with his wife, Linda. Exactly how he started the match in Nashville. Made an adjustment off of that shot and recovered nicely to come back and win that event. Right now, Chris had his warm-up shots to figure out how he was going to play the lanes, and obviously the thought going through his mind right now is maybe the decision I made is not the right one.
And how he qualified to make it to the TV round once again through the round of 32, then the round of 8 against Tony, and against everybody's favorite hockey goalie last night, 3-1.
Mika Koivuniemi.
Well, we talked about the recovery he made in Nashville a couple of weeks ago. And on that spare ball, he had so much velocity. Watch how close he comes to throwing himself over the line.
You're not going to get much closer without fouling. And the foul lights are on.
Replacement refs in the NFL, that would have been a touchdown. A double, Robert Smith. Asked him last night what winning would mean. He said, almost with moisture in his eyes, he said, I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, it's that important. Sometimes you want to win so much that you get so wrapped up in it, you just lose focus.
One of the interesting things I think we should talk about with Robert Smith is his grip. He uses a grip called a Sarge Easter grip. That's where the middle finger goes into the first knuckle, and the ring finger is like a conventional grip. Another great shot there, and it actually cuts down on his hook.
Adeline DiBiase, the proprietor of Taylor Lanes. They do a great job here. I mentioned the strong field of 149 returning here. Ticket was a tough item this week.
There is not an empty seat in the house tonight. All right, nice little adjustment by Chris.
Well, you take a look at making the grade, the 98 PBA Rookie of the Year right there, and then what he did in 99, 6 finals, a couple of titles, and this year, we talked about it in Nashville. He has been, as we said, working, and there is Linda, who has made the way from Dallas. They've been there about 4 months now, like the grown-up airport, as they told us last night. But he's been working with that psychologist to channel his intensity in the preliminaries, and it's really paid off.
Yeah, well, he used to use anger to focus on and get him going. And the problem with anger is you need something bad to happen before you can start to get focused. And he's just completely changed his thinking and his mental approach to what he's doing.
After open in the first, strikes in 2, 3, and 4 for Chris. 3 in a row for Robert.
Getting back to this Sarge Easter grip, it helps Robert to create a cleaner release, and he actually rolls the ball more.
Come on.
Wednesday night, Mike Modano, Pierre Turgeon, the Dallas Stars hosting. Mario Lemieux, the Pittsburgh Penguins, looking to improve under their new head coach. 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Wednesday night hockey presented by Nextel. The Dallas Stars and the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Robert Smith is just chewing on it right now.
Come on. Come on.
And take a look here overhead for where Robert is actually laying the ball down on the lane. His foot sliding in the left gutter, actually lofting it a little bit over the left gutter, the laydown area being like the 4th board on the left side.
For his 4th in a row.
Nice adjustment for Chris Barnes after the big 4 in the first frame. It's game on now.
This keeps up, you'll go to a psychologist.
Hey, that could be my comeback.
Your wife would be happy.
My career saver.
Money for the kids, Christmas presents.
Yeah, I think I need more than a psychologist. Some 25-year-old legs wouldn't hurt. Taking a look at what our amateurs did this week. Obviously, the sport condition, not something I'm familiar with. It's the shaker 4. Chris was looking for the break, tripping that 4. This ball drifts a little bit high. 4-pin gets nudged, but it doesn't go down. Chris changes to a ball that goes very straight, made out of plastic, rolls it end over end, straight line to single pin spares.
Semi-final match number 2, into the finals. Patrick Allen, the left-hander, $40,000 on the line, but we've got an emotional match live from Motown.
Are your muscles weak, tired, flabby? Do you wish you could get a great strengthening and toning workout every day right in your home or office? Well, now you can with the Electrotone Muscle Toner. With Electrotone, you can get a quality isolated muscle toning workout without lifting a weight. Electrotone uses a tiny pulsating signal to gently and naturally create a muscle contraction, the same type of contraction you experience by lifting weights. But the Electrotone generates this contraction several hundred times in just a few minutes. It's like a concentrated weight workout in a fraction of the time. With Electrotone, you select the length and strength of your muscular contractions to help build powerful, defined muscle tone. Or dial it back and let Electrotone gently massage away sore muscles and stress. Best of all, it can tone and strengthen all parts of your body.
Oh yeah, that feels just like a massage. Feel nice, comfortable.
This is great. I work all day in an office and I could really use this.
This feels good.
You know, my job is to teach people to isolate and exercise specific muscle groups. And that's exactly what the Electrotone does. It helps you get a really good toning workout. And with Electrotone, you don't have to be at the gym to help strengthen and tone your muscles. You can do it at home, anytime.
Other electromuscle stimulators can cost $200 to $1,600. Not Electrotone, it's just $39.99. But wait, if you call during the special TV offer, you'll also receive this complete fitness manual filled with valuable diet, exercise, and health information. So your Electrotone system becomes a total fitness program. So save time, save money, and get the muscle tone you dream about with Electrotone.
Order Electrotone now for just $39.99 and save $20 off the regular price. But there's more. You'll also get this complete fitness guide absolutely free. Use the Electrotone for 3 months. If you're not convinced it helps strengthen, tone, and relax tired muscles, return it for a full refund. To order, call 1-800-763-9797. That's 1-800-763-9797.
This could be North Carolina against Duke, the way this crowd is tonight. I mean, they are whooping it up here in Detroit. Barnes and ESPN rules, you guess. All right, the different way they're playing the two lanes.
Well, take a look at where Robert Smith's sliding, number one. His slide foot's going to go right over here. Because he's sliding so far left, he actually has to loft the ball out in this area. If he were to set the ball down at the foul line, the ball would go into the left gutter. As opposed to where Chris Barnes is sliding, which is, 6 to 7, 8 boards right of that. His ball, he's laying it down right at the foul line.
Now tell us straight where I was last night.
You were over here.
Thank you.
But not bad, I might add. Yeah, nice form.
And left-handed.
Left-handed, too. You have an advantage. No, just kidding.
Difference in revs. And again, that's the measurement of rotations off the hand, calculated in revolutions per minute, or RPMs.
The tremendous amount of loft, and Robert has to do that because of the amount of revolutions to keep the ball on line. The loft actually delays the hook. As the lane dries up in front of him, he has to move his feet and his target to the left. When he does that, he has to loft the ball because now he's so far left, he's running into the left gutter.
Robert up by 33.
Halfway there to 300.
Last week they were on their feet in Grand Rapids. Pete Weber got right down to the last ball, 299.
Roberts putting on a clinic with that awesome power. Chris Barnes now trailing by 43. Knows what he has to do. Got it in the swish zone. That's a little bit light. Catches enough of the head pin, mixes them up.
I don't know.
Chris can strike out for possible 257. Robert Smith can strike out for 300. Right now going at a 250 plus pace.
Right here, cuts the margin to 33.
Making great shots, the exception of the one in the first frame.
You see the smile there? He told us last night he's enjoying the shows more, and that's the psychologist.
Well, yeah, he's staying within himself. He's not getting upset. He's not getting angry, and he's going out and he's doing what he can. What he has to do. He's making good shots. Right now, it's just a matter of knocking them all down. He trips that 4-pin in the 6th frame. He's got, 7 in a row.
For his 8th in a row.
Oh! That's something you're not going to see a whole lot. That ball got in the swish zone and left a squishing 4-pin. Normally, that's the hit that you leave when the ball goes high. That ball was light in the pocket. Take a look at this pin action. The pins got moved around so fast, completely missed the
Yes,
four pin.
parachute.
Spending the week at his pal Kurt Pelon's house. Pelon, if you were with us on our PBA series on ESPN, one in Peoria earlier this year, says of Kurt they call him the sleep monster, and he was trying not to emulate his housemate, right?
Yeah, rumor has it Kurt likes to sleep a lot. And evidently Robert did a lot more practicing this week than sleeping.
And you know what he did today to get ready? Got a haircut, wanted to look pretty.
Making great shots, shot after shot. The ball is just flush in the 1-3. And this is what happens with revs and speed. Well, okay, never mind. You saw what happened with revs and speed. Okay, here you go. I mean, it's not even fair. That 16-pound ball against those pins with that much power, they don't stand a chance.
Barnes in the ninth. That's 3 in a row. He likes to do a little golfing on his off days, and we've got a great one for you tonight on Shell's wonderful World of Golf, featuring 2 of the greatest female golfers, Kari Webb squaring off against her rival Annika Sorenstam. That's coming up next on ESPN. Kari and Annika, 9:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 on the West Coast.
Carmen Salvino right there. I won a doubles tournament with Carmen back in 1988 in Cheektowaga, New York, just outside of Buffalo. He gave me a bear hug after the match, just about cracked all the ribs in my back.
PBA Hall of Fame, PBA Charter member there, and what a finish here. After opening the 6th, that's 4 in a row for Chris Barnes.
Well, here's the situation. Chris strikes out for 257. Robert Smith going at a 259 pace. 2 more strikes in the 10th frame. Chris will force Robert Smith to mark in the 10th and 9 spare on his fill. 9 spare 9, Robert would be the winner. No, I'm sorry, that would be a tie. 9 spare, no, that would be a winner. 9 spare 9, 258, 257. I'll get it right. Give me a little more time here.
If you played roulette, you'd be like picking the little ball out if it landed in the wrong number, wouldn't you?
I don't want that one. Give me this one. Great shot again. Chris is having some fun now. He knows the situation.
You just never know.
But that shot there was very important because it forces Robert to get the mark. You can bet she knows the situation. Great bowler in her own right. Well, 255 still forces Robert Smith to mark.
Mark in 7.
Mark in 7, Robert Smith closing the championship match against Patrick Allen. Anything less, Chris Barnes moves on and goes for his second title in 4 weeks. There's your winner.
Again, every time.
Short approach, but that Sarge Easter grip generates an awful lot of power.
He's so far left, he's standing in front of the ball return.
Chris Barnes picks up a check of $10,000.
Robert Smith with a strike here. He'll shoot 279.
But I'll tell you, look at the scores last week. Look how close Pete Weber came. Look at the scores again tonight. I mean, the scoring the last couple of weeks has been stupendous. 279 here to 255 in our semifinal match.
One more game.
So a quick look at the Bear brackets now in the championship with 40,000 on the line when we come back live to Detroit. The left-hander, the right-hander, Robert Smith.
Tired of artificial fishing lures that look artificial? Do your soft plastics look plastic? Now watch the incredible swimming action of the Bionic Minnow. Fish can't resist it. The secret is in this extra buoyant bionic head. While swimming, the head counteracts the action of any soft plastic tail, creating a radical supernatural action that fish automatically attack. And the heads are just one part of this 151-piece Bionic Minnow mega system. The system includes 8 bionic spiral grip heads in 2 different sizes, including 4 bionic divers to twitch like a crippled minnow or to crank a minnow or frog at any depth, over rocks or through thick brush. 4 bionic popper heads that explode across topwater like a feeding minnow or a topwater frog. You can jerk it, twitch it, or walk the dog, run it through the grass over lily pads, and as a Carolina rig, it's incredible. Add a bionic snap-on weight and it's the deadliest jig you'll ever use. And the bionic heads make any soft plastic look alive. Carolina rig a lizard, make an ordinary worm a topwater snake, or create any creature with uncompromised versatility. The mega system includes 18 bionic minnow bodies in 4 different sizes, 16 bionic buzztails, and 8 bionic frogs to hammer the hogs. You get 4 bionic pulsating skirts, over 30 bionic weights for twitching, jigging, and suspension, and all the hardware to keep you locked and loaded. Not enough? You'll also receive 16 Eagle Claw hooks, including the amazing weedless treble hook, guaranteed to pull the big boys out of the thickest cover.
Take my word for it. These hooks are awesome.
This awesome Bionic Minnow 2000 Mega System is yours for only $19.95, but wait, there's more. You'll also receive the Bionic Secrets instructional booklet and a pair of Bionic split ring pliers, a $5 value free. And there's even more. Call now and receive the Bionic Big Fish bonus kit. This kit includes 1 Bionic Big Fish head and 2 Bionic 7-inch minnows, a Bionic Sunfish head and body, and 4 springtail snakes and lizards. Just 1 big fish bait in this leading catalog costs almost $30, but Bionic bonus baits are yours free. Right now, this incredible system, 151 pieces in all, a $100 value, is yours for just $19.95. That's right, 151 pieces for just $19.95. This offer is not available in stores. Operators are standing by. Order the Bionic Minnow 2000 Mega System now.
The NHL is back. A new season and a new showcase for the biggest stars.
Second scores!
And greatest rivalries. Hockey's biggest night is now Wednesday night. ESPN Wednesday Night Hockey. Wednesday at 8, only on ESPN.
The left-hander from Terrytown, New York. Robert Smith, the right-hander from Simi Valley, California. 2 dramatically different styles, and what a championship match. We are back live at the PBA $200,000 Greater Detroit Open. Glad you're on board. Upcoming, hey, we'll be there next week, North Brunswick, New Jersey, Randy and I, and we talked to Johnny Petraglia, the Hall of Famer, earlier today. There are some Pro-Am spots, so if you'd like to take a shot, well, give Johnny a call over there in North Brunswick. Regional action.
We'll take a look at all the regional action happening around the country. The stepping stone to the PBA Tour. Marshall Bowl in Marshall, Minnesota, late October. Town and Country Lanes in Kaiser, Oregon.
If you put them head-to-head in their first matches, Patrick and Robert,
be a nice match to watch. Both of them starting with the front 7. See if they can do it in the title match for $40,000.
Robert looking for his 3rd PBA crown, just 27 years of age. He was the wild card.
Uh-oh. All right, restart. Deep breath. Somebody caught his eye in the stands. That won't bother this guy. He's too focused. He's making great shots. He knows what he needs to do. And, of course, right again.
It might be a night of destiny for this 27-year-old.
It's balling great. Check out the deep inside line. Watch the hand that rotates around the ball. That's what creates all the power. The ball just sets up perfectly in the 1-3. Maybe some early jitters. It's a lot of money Patrick Allen's bowling for. It'll be his first victory.
Talked to us last night about not getting scared, not getting intimidated, but the key really the first 2 short steps. That dictates how smooth the delivery is.
Sets up his timing. He also said that he has some things to prove to some people back home. me. Take a look at this shot here. Patrick Allen playing the straighter line. Ball goes to the side. The head pin goes to the sidewalk, comes crashing. We call that a bird dog.
Yeah, we talked to him about the supporters back home, but also the doubters. And I said, if you could look right into the camera and talk to those doubters to try to disprove what they've been saying about you, what would you say? He'd go, that's for you, Hoss.
Yeah.
That's for you, Hoss.
Yeah, Hoss. Yo, Mop. Well, we got Mop, and then we have Maximum Bob, or Kong Cable, as in King Kong, and cabling means he's really putting the stuff to the bowling ball. There he is standing in front of the ball return. Has to alter his approach.
Well, we talked about last week in Grand Rapids, so close with the 299 by Pete Weber. Pete Weber said to Robert, I'm the best bowler out here, but Robert, you're better than me. Robert said he was shocked, but it was like a 2x4 hitting him right between the eyes when Pete Weber told him that. I mean, that's quite a compliment.
Yeah, it really is. Coming from a guy like Pete Weber to tell Robert Smith something like that.
Well, we talked to Robert earlier about the emotion of the championship.
I'm pretty much the kind of person that you are in control of everything that you do. If you have good breaks, you did them. If you have bad breaks, well, you did them. I mean, it's just, there's kind of a fate deal to it, but not really. I just kind of feel like that I'm in control of everything I do. I want to be in control of everything I do. So there's no questions and no excuses to why things go my way or don't go my way.
Patrick Allen with a strike in the first and in the second. Robert struck in the first, spare in the second, and a strike in the third.
Yo, Mop. This guy is focused. He's making great shots. He's getting the ball to the 1-2 pocket. He's got a great line. He's duplicating. He's doing exactly what he said he wanted to do. And he's proven something not only to himself, but the people back home.
He talked to us about being a streaky bowler. He gets on a good streak, and he said when he's on a bad streak, you just literally can't get out of your own way.
Well, you know, and he's been bowling well the last 4 weeks. He's been close to making the telecast. He's made it into the round of 16, in the round of 8. Just hasn't gotten over the hump and gotten on the show. And right now, he's taking it right to Robert Smith. We're going to take a look at an overview of where Patrick Allen's playing. He's going to be laying the ball down about right here, which is actually further right than where Robert Smith is laying it down. This guy's left-handed. Robert Smith is right-handed. Take a look at this loft.
Down by 30. Get some help.
We'll see what's happening now as Robert Smith is running out of room on the right lane. He's got to stand in front of the ball return. He's got to loft it over the left gutter cap, and his ball is burning up. In other words, it's losing energy too early. And therefore, it's affecting his carry. He went strike on the left because he can stand further left on that lane. He's got plenty of room on the approach. On the right lane, he doesn't have that luxury because of the ball return being on the lane.
There was another guy last night in qualifying that was standing there, right, and having a little trouble.
That would be our statistician, Paul Kaler. He's got all the approach and all the room that he needs on the left lane. And obviously a better result. Come on.
Well, it's a little past 6 out there in Simi Valley where his daughter, his 4-year-old daughter Kayla, is watching and rooting for Dad. A little amazed that there are not cartoons on.
He has a beautiful little girl. And, yeah, she's probably saying, Dad, well, why isn't Daddy in color?
For his 5th in a row here now for the left-hander. You know, for all that trash talking he did last week in Grand Rapids, right, up against Ernie Schlegel, he's being rather timid tonight.
Yeah, but trust me, it's coming. I mean, we get down into the 8th, 9th, 10th frame. Patrick Allen needs a hit to win his first title. You'll see it. Right now, 5-bagger working up by 40. 6th frame.
Just went around.
Got the bad break of leaving the solid 8. Looked like the pin was going to come over and take it out. It goes right in front of the 8 pin. This ball's perfectly flush in the pocket. Here it comes, right in front of it. Just misses taking out the 8.
So will Patrick Allen win for the very first time on the PBA Tour? He's got 7 regional titles, but the first time at the big dance, and $40,000 on the line.
You know, there's a lot of good colleges around here. You could commute to school, live at home.
That's worth considering.
Take a virtual tour of campus, research scholarships.
You wouldn't have any roommates to put up with.
Do things that dial-up simply can't do with Optimum Online, the fastest internet access you can get.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Mom.
Where are your roommates?
Hello, Mrs. B.
You'll do more than you ever imagined, both online and off.
Taking good care of your boy, though.
That's very comforting.
Optimum Online. Call 1-888-4-OPTIMUM.
It's the most gripping entertainment on television. But until you've seen it live, you haven't truly experienced the World Wrestling Federation. The deafening crowd, the spine-tingling action, the superstars within your reach.
Icebreakers Gun presents the WWF Live in Bridgeport at the Arena at Harbor Yard Sunday, November 4th, and in Hartford on Sunday, November 11th at the Hartford Civic Center. Tickets for both events are still available, but they won't last long. Get your tickets now.
You know, athletes are pretty well known for their superstitions, but I gotta be honest, our guys can be pretty quirky, too.
Have a good show, Kenny.
You too. There's this one time Brian had a great show, didn't bathe for 17 days straight.
This year, though, it's been a very different story.
The worst had to be when Dan spilled clam chowder, Manhattan clam chowder, all over Reese. Had his best show ever. Of course, that got old for Reese really quickly.
Yeah.
He's in makeup.
Okay.
Back live at the Greater Detroit Open. I mentioned Pete Weber won the inaugural. Ricky Ward, our player profile, won in '97. Before that, Brian Voss, Parker Bone, Norm Duke, Galleria champions. 16th time the PBA has rolled here to Taylor Lanes, and what a job they do.
Nice break there, getting the bird dog. Patrick Allen after that settles in and just starts flushing every shot. This is what makes these guys so good. They repeat. Every shot looks the same. Starts with a 5-bagger. Take a look at what Robert Smith does. Now, remember, in his interview, he said he had that power, but he also learned how to control it. Look how consistent his speed is. But take a look at this. On the right lane, he has to stand in front of the bar return. His approach is shorter. His laydown is much further left than it is on the left lane. He's going with the height theory now. That ball was airborne. He's got to get the ball to delay. He's got to delay the hook somehow.
Did you see Carmen's reaction over his shoulder? He had both his hands up on his temple in disbelief.
There's not a lot of guys that can do this on the tour, but watch this ball get airborne. This is loft. Just incredible. Strong this young man is.
PBA Hall of Famer Carmen Salvino there. Oh my.
Starting to feel it now. That one strike on the right lane might be the jump start that he needs to start stringing strikes.
How about the British Open champion David Duval leading the field at the Buick Challenge, trying to defend his title successfully. David in action, 3 o'clock Eastern time. The entire field, 3 o'clock Eastern on Friday. Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern, the Buick Challenge. Yes, sir. Sometimes.
I'm sorry, Jim, go ahead.
Destiny.
2 breaks like that in the same game. He gets the scout twice in the same lane. Head pin goes to the sidewall, comes hunting for the 7-pin. Just a terrific break.
Patrick up by 19.
All
Robert Smith going at a 260. Excuse me, Jim. Robert Smith going at a 260 pace. Patrick Allen, 279.
You heard the heavy breathing there. That lump in the throat.
Bad at all.
Yeah.
Brother?
Hey, did you feel that? Was that a momentum swing? Okay, well, maybe not yet. Patrick Allen's still striking, but take a look at what Robert Smith is going to do on this right lane. About as far left as he can possibly stand on the right lane. And watch the hang time on this shot. Well, unfortunately, that time the ball went too far down the lane before it grabbed. Coming in way late, leaving the 2-4-8-10. This ball just never grips the lane.
Do you take a risk at all when you throw it out that far?
Well, that's one of the risks. I think the other risk, though, is that, he's throwing the ball two different ways. Really lofting it on the right lane, throwing it his regular way on the left lane, standing in front of the ball return on the right lane, standing where he normally stands on the left lane. It's two completely different shots, and it's hard to repeat this. And almost makes it.
Look at the look. Whoa!
That's not the way you'd shoot that or make that split. And he almost got a great break getting the 2-pin to bounce off the sidewall and take the 10 out. And again, you see what happens sometimes. You live by the door. You live by the sword. You die by the sword.
Throw the ball. Jeez.
Robert's saying, don't you know how to throw the ball? He knows how to throw the ball, but that wasn't a very good shot. And you see what happens to the designs that are left by that big hook ball.
Unbelievable is what he just said.
Come on, shooter.
There you go.
Shooter!
But the wild card has done very well. Worst he'll do is 20,000 per second.
This one's yours, buddy. Enjoy it.
Take a look at this split conversion. Slides the 3 into the 4. The ball takes out the 6-10.
Such a class there by Robert Smith. He said, it's all yours, Patrick. Enjoy the moment.
Robert's a class act. He knows what it means to somebody like Patrick Allen to win his first title.
Tell you what, though, for second, 20,000. Purse is up 140%.
Yes, the money,
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Obviously, 40 grand in Patrick Allen's pocket. 20 to Robert Smith, the runner-up. And that's not going to be a spare. Once the ball enters the channel, it's a dead ball. I really thought that we'd get more reaction out of Patrick Allen being his first title. The only thing that I can come up with is that he was so focused and so tunneled in as far as what he's trying to do. He was so focused that he never let his emotions come into play or become involved in what he's doing.
Come on. Unbelievable.
You too.
You gotta teach me how to loft it like that, bro.
Well, you gotta teach me how to play straight. Who wants to see big loft?
There it is.
It's amazing.
Clinics by Robert Smith will occur next week, North Brunswick, New Jersey, at the Johnny Petraglia Open. Hope you'll join us there. Do not attempt that at home, but do consult your PBA professional.
Yes, that is a 16-pound ball, not a 10-pound ball.
You got it, buddy.
After 7 regional titles, his first PBA Tour win here at Taylor Lanes.
That's for you, New York. That is for you.
And they're on their feet at Taylor Lanes. They love the bowling here. I mean, it's a standing room only crowd, and the first-time winner gets a well-deserved standing O. We'll talk to him when we come back live.
it. The collection you've been waiting for is finally here. Easy Rock. Over 2 hours of pure mellow gold on 2 CDs or 2 cassettes. You can order this collection online at MusicSpace.com.
If you like pina coladas.
Every hit on Easy Rock has that perfect pop sound that topped the charts and ruled the airwaves. You can't get this 32-track collection in any store. There has never been a collection like Easy Rock, and these songs sound better than ever. Why wait? Order this collection by Rush Delivery. It feels so right. Get Easy Rock now. To order, call the number on your screen or log on to MusicSpace.com.
ESPN's The Season. Follow Ironman Cal Ripken through his final big league season. From spring training to his last at bat. Watch The Season, Cal Ripken, 8 p.m. Friday on ESPN.
Today's live ESPN coverage of the PBA Tour's Greater Detroit Open has been brought to you by Bayer Aspirin. Take it for pain, take it for life. And by Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. And the final score. Patrick Allen wins for the first time. The wild card advances, and Robert picks up a nice check for $20,000. Let's first of all talk to the man that was the wild card. I know you were feeding off of the emotion all night long. What was it like for you tonight?
Oh, it was unbelievable. I tell you what, the crowd here is absolutely amazing. I had a good buddy that I hadn't seen and played basketball with, and who knows how long, and Danny. Newfound friend here over here with Josh, and just hope to let everybody know back home I gave it a good run, and Grandma, I hope you're feeling better, because I'm there for you.
We talked about Grandma Dell watching back there in Oregon, all right, and your 4-year-old Kayla's watching too instead of cartoons.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, it's, I tell you what, my daughter, she only thinks that cartoons show up on TV, so when I told her last night that I was on, she thought it was funny. So, don't know.
We'll see you next week in North Brunswick, New Jersey, all right? Let's swing over and talk to our first-time champion. You can breathe now. You can smile.
It's hard. It's very hard to breathe. It doesn't seem like it's real.
I asked you last night after you qualified what winning for the first time would mean to you, and you really couldn't put it into words last night, but try right now.
Well, it's obviously great to win against the greatest bowlers in the world. I wasn't sure if I'd ever be able to do it, but a lot of people had faith in me, and some of the doubters, you know who they are at home. You just gave me more motivation to come out here and do it for you.
I talked about that on TV. I said, look into the camera right there, and whatever you want to say to those doubters, the floor is yours.
How about that one, bro? I just tried to do it because you said I couldn't, and here I am, and there you are.
You said one of the keys was to not go out and not bowl scared, right? You did exactly that, right?
Well, it's hard to not bowl scared out here. It's the lights, the pressure, the PBA Tour, ESPN. It's just really hard to come out here and focus, but if you just try and just draw this little tunnel and just focus right in and try and block everything out, it makes everything a little bit easier.
Is it okay to breathe now? Because about the 7th frame there, that lump in the throat was getting pretty large.
Yeah, I was trying to still be aggressive, but I could feel it. It's getting a little tight there at the end, but I was able to pull it off. Robert bowled unbelievable. I've never seen anybody loft it like that in my entire life, and it's an amazing thing to watch.
We're happy for you. We'll see you next week at the Johnny Petraglia Open, okay? There's your first-time winner, Patrick Allen. Don't forget the Johnny Petraglia Open next week, live from New Brunswick as the PBA rolls on there. Next, Annika against Kari in Shell's wonderful world of golf. For Randy Peterson, all our PBA ESPN team, this has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more